welcome to my channel. Happy Thanksgiving. I'm sorry I don't post on this channel as often as I would like to, but I wanted to come on here for Thanksgiving to say thank you for your support and to show you some things that I got on a recent, well, it was on my birthday is when I got this stuff. So we went to Barnes & Noble, Half Price Books, and an antique store. And so I just thought I'd show you some of the cool things I found. You guys know I love finding old books and other things like that. And the idea is that, well, some of these books go into my personal collection, but some of them will get harvested for crafty bits, and maybe even some for my mystery bundle, which I've not ever talked about on this channel. So maybe I should do that really quick. I take for granted that a lot of you that watch this watch my other channel and have heard me talk about this over and over again. But I am going to be trying to, near the beginning of the year, come out with a mystery bundle. I love watching the videos from like My Bookish Bundles where someone purchases, let's say, a 15-piece mystery bundle kit, and then she has a way of randomizing what will end up getting picked for that particular order. And so they'll have drawers where they've got all the different things that you could possibly get, and then they'll draw, and so maybe they'll draw a pen buddy, and so you'll get a pen paper clip in your mystery bundle kind of thing. So I'm trying to take that idea and do it a little bit different, where most of my drawers are filled with some kind of ephemera. And so I've already on my other channel showed some of this ephemera that I've been making, like these fake slides of different sizes kind of thing, or like these kind of things. These haven't been inked yet, so don't judge me too harshly. But it's vintage. Like these images are from vintage books, and I've taken a cutting die and have made frames and stuff. So I've got 36 of these drawers that I need to fill. So some of these things could end up in a drawer, for example, to go into those kits. But I've tried selling ephemera kits in my, oh, that wasn't good, you guys, in my Etsy shop. Hang on, I've now made a mess. Don't roll over any of the hard worked crafty bits. Okay, only 2 things fell out. But now I've totally lost my train of thought. What was I saying? So anyway, I don't know what I was saying, but I've got 36 drawers that I'm trying to fill. And yeah, some of this stuff might end up in there. All right, first, this is going into my personal collection. I've never seen this book before. I got it at Half Price Books, the Floral Birthday book. You guys, this book is amazing. Okay, it was kind of pricey, but look, it's got every day, and then on the opposite page, it's got a place for you to for your diary. Isn't that fantastic? Now, I kind of wish that they had been able to do it to where it wasn't like this, you know what I'm saying? But I understand it's easier for them when they're making the book maybe to do it that way. But I would have liked to have had one side of this and then one side of this, so that if I were taking the book apart, which I'm not, but if I were, then each page would have flowers on it. But if I took the book apart this way, I'd have a bunch of pages that just had this, which is not as cool. But anyway, I just thought that was fantastic. What does November 13th say, my birthday? Let's look. Can I read? Okay. Ugh. Cedar of Lebanon, incorruptibility. That is my well, the cedars of Lebanon, those are, you know, they talked about those in the Bible. And cedar keeps things from rotting, right? Shall I be left forgotten in the dust when fate relenting lets the flower revive? Shall nature's voice to man alone unjust bid him, though doomed to perish, hope to live? Is it for this fair virtue oft must strive with disappointment, penury, and pain? No, heaven's immortal spring shall yet arrive, and man's majestic beauty bloom again, bright through the eternal year of love's triumphant reign. And that was by Beatty. So, so yeah, I love that book. Then I found count them, two giant card games. The first one is Berenstain Bears. So I now have Peter Rabbit, Strawberry Shortcake. Oh, so I've got more. This makes the fourth one because I've got Peter Rabbit, Strawberry Shortcake, and Rainbow Bright. And now I've got the Berenstain Bears. They were all made by different people, but several of them are in a box just like this. I mean, they don't all say Berenstain Bears, of course, but I've also got the giant Old Maid, but that's not quite the same. So anyway, if you were a Berenstain Bears fan, that's what that back looks like. And the idea of this game, I was researching or looking, and the idea is to collect all 4 family members. So there's the mom, the dad, and the 2 kids. And I don't know what that was, just falling down. And then to get a hat for them. So yeah, that's the nature of this game. The cards are in really good shape. None of them are bent. I mean, it doesn't really look like it was ever played with. Same with the Rainbow Bright one I got, which I should have brought that down to show you guys too. But my idea was that this kind of thing would also end up in a drawer, but I'm not sure yet if that's the right way to market these. These might need to go into my collection, personal collection, just because I don't know if I'll ever come across these again. There's that. That I got at a antique store for 10 bucks. The Rainbow Bright one I got at a thrift store for 25 cents, so much different. Now this one is the Smurf giant card game, 12 bucks. Everything Smurfs is, of course, high priced again because they've kind of are popular again. Everything from the 80s is popular again, which is nice because I love that, but it's not nice in terms of, you know, this kind of thing. But there's one booth at the antique store I go to that always has Smurf things. And these cards were better, I thought, than those. So it looks like this on the back. And I don't know how this game is played. I didn't look it up. But every card has a full Smurf on it, which is why I like it. Like the Berenstain Bears, where some of the cards are just hats. The Rainbow Bright one is also not so great. But the Peter Rabbit one is fantastic because it has Beatrix Potter images on all of them. So yes, there's that. And this one I couldn't open in the store, so I wasn't sure what it would look like, and I didn't bother to look it up online, but I was happy with that. Okay, this was Barnes & Noble. The new Daphne's Diary planner is out. I love Daphne's Diary mostly for crafting content or, you know, being able to fussy cut things. Like, I'm not going to use this as a planner. I've talked before on my other channel about that. I can do a planner for a week maybe, and then I don't know what it is. I just can't. But it's got some cool pieces in here. Let's see. I haven't taken this out yet. Let's see if I can get it unstuck without tearing it. I think I tore the envelope, which is better than tearing them. All right, so in the front pocket, postcard. Oh, that's pretty. Stickers and stencils. So Daphne's Diary, if you're not familiar, is a magazine. You can go and if you're on Instagram or TikTok, you could just search Daphne's Diary and you'll see a lot of videos on it. But it's from across the pond, and it's a true magazine. I mean, this is not, but Daphne's Diary is a true magazine. And so it's got articles, and it's also got crafty bits that are designed for you to make or cut out or whatever. So it's just a neat, and it's got neat artwork. So even if it's an article, it's got neat artwork on it that you can cut out and use. So I really like that. But this one, every month, okay, so every month starts off with some kind of page like this, and then it opens up to the full month, and then you get the weeks and the days, and then it just repeats like that all the way through. And then the back, let's see what's in this back pocket. I think I tore the envelope again. Yep. All right, another postcard. Tag. Oh, a ruler bookmark. Inches and centimeters, that's nice. Some more stickers. And some more strip stickers. Not some more, just some strip stickers. So that is a nice little kit. Now this, you guys, this planner's expensive. And not being a planner user, I don't know how it would compare. Like, I don't know if a true planner person would like this. My guess is a true planner person, if I were a true planner person, I would be going with the Happy Planner that you can add in stuff all over the place. Now you could add stuff into this. Theoretically, you could add stuff into this if you punch and snip and stuff, but it wouldn't, it's just not just quite designed for that. But every month is, you know, different. So it's just a cute, I've got the 2025 one too that I never used, and I will never use this one except for inspiration, and I may pull pieces out of it, but it'll never get used as a planner. Oh, and how much is it? It is in the US, it is $33.25. That's expensive. Okay, also at Barnes & Noble, I collect these sticker books that they have in their book annex, which is their cheaper section. They have, believe me, they have a whole sticker section of expensive sticker books. But these are cheaper, and actually now they're making these same books in one that's like this size for $10. So I'd still prefer the $12 one because they're exactly the same, it's just the other one's smaller. But you get over 500 stickers. I've shown these on here before, but they came out with a Christmas one, so I picked it up. And they have activities. I think there's usually mazes. Yeah, mazes. My plan is probably to harvest this for the stickers. Maybe I'm going to have a sticker drawer. Or maybe I will for my mystery themes. Maybe I can use these books as my theme, and so I can have a Victorian Christmas theme, or I can have there's like a floral one, a botanical one, and then maybe in addition to their pulls, they'd get some freebies from this or something. I don't know, you guys. I'm still trying to think it up. It's got lots of poetry and, you know, games. So it's just an activity book, like it says. But again, I love all the stickers. And so I've got a collection of these now. I've probably got 7 or 8 of these now. Its normal price is $19.99, but again, they put these in their book annex section for $12. I'm putting all these things over here. Okay. Then at the antique store, you guys, we've talked about grocery stamps before, and I have a grocery stamp kit on my Etsy shop, and I love grocery stamps. I don't have any memories of my mom using grocery stamps, but I feel like I was born in 75, so surely, well, one of these books is from 73. Yeah, this one's from 73. But these, I found these are the catalogs for how you would spend S&H stamps, and in particular on this one. And, you know, what you could get, how many books it would cost. So let's just randomly go to okay, for a wallet, a men's slim billfold, it would be 1.5 books. Now, what I can't find in here, and I haven't taken the time to go to my stash of grocery stamps, I don't know how many stamps are in a book. And so I don't, when it says 1.5 books, I don't know how many stamps that is. I don't know how much money you had to spend to fill a book, kind of thing. So I have no concept of that. Let's see what else. We've got a percolator, 3 1/4 books. We've got a set of Corningware. You could get a 5-quart covered Dutch oven for 4 1/4 books. Would you like a heating blanket? That's number 13. Northern Warmcrest electric blanket. 8 books. But you guys, the people that did this have such fond memories of doing this, and they always get that nostalgic feel when they think about this stuff. So maybe, I mean, we're all familiar with this stuff, so maybe this was a really good deal. Oh, and here's a beauty kit, like a monthly beauty kit, but you can get the first month for just $1 with the coupon that's attached in here. So isn't that fun? See what I'm saying? I cannot, I just love, I'm pretty sure when I flipped through this the first time, I found a boat. So I want to see if I can find the boat, but of course I'm not going to be able to find the boat now. Or maybe it was, oh, here's the boat. Here's the sailboat. Would you call that a dinghy? I don't know. You can get stairs. You can get stairs for it. But 14, mini fish sailboat. Fiberglass construction, 133 books, you guys. Crazy. But who doesn't like looking at all this timeless stuff from the early 70s? I'm pretty sure we had one like this, a hamper. So yeah, that's fun. So I got that one, and then they also had one for top value stamps. Now, I don't know if there were multiple brands of stamps in the same geographical area, or if like St. Louis only had a certain kind and Chicago only had a certain kind. Like, I don't know if it was geographical or if some of these were nationwide. I don't know how that worked. but it's just, it's a catalog. I love looking at catalogs. Let's say we want to get this lovely couch, right? Because we all see these in the thrift stores, or especially Salvation Army seems to always have couches like that. All right, that's number 29. Number 29, an early American sofa for 88 books. So what year was this? Did I find that? 1972. So this was $6. This one was $5. And I always enjoy finding old magazines. So this is December of '67. And it's just fun looking through. And I mean, this was before my time, but I still like looking through and seeing, oh, look at there, you guys, ham spread. So on my other channel, I just gave a speech about bologna. So they call this ham spread. Now you used to be able to, and maybe you still can, go into a Kroger's. I don't have a Kroger's by me, and I don't know if any of my grocery stores carry this, but you used to be able to get sandwich spread, which I think was like this, but just not out of a can, or at least maybe they took it out of a can, but I assume they made it themselves. But don't they make that out of like bologna? Well, maybe not this one, because this one says ham, but the sandwich spread in the store, I love that stuff, you guys. I know I'm weird, but I don't think I'd like this. This looks like pate, which kind of gross. But yeah, and look at all the Christmas cookies and confectionaries. Aw. So how much was this? This was $4. But yeah, I like harvesting stuff out of those. Because unfortunately, back in this time period, some of these magazines were just huge. And so it's hard to just stick this as a page in something because it's so huge. All right, I think there's a ladybug. It seems to be ladybug season here. Japanese in particular, they're the ones with the yellow back. And I think there's one hopping around up there in the window. All right, Better Homes and Gardens, December '75. So a month after I was born, my first Christmas. Look at this, you guys. These are probably my favorite kind of pages, where you get recipes from a particular, and the coupons are still in here. I love that. So, you guys, this is before they started putting expiration dates on here. Now, here's my question. You should be able to still redeem these because there's no expiration date. Now, I would never, because I love them too much. As silly as that sounds, I love them too much, so I would never. But you guys, has anybody ever tried? Because I know when I used to do extreme couponing, which was 10, 15 years ago, the YouTube ladies that would do extreme couponing, or, you know, what, did TLC have a TV show, Extreme Couponing? They would say, you know, don't forget about those old coupons from before there were expiration dates. They still have to honor those. Now, these say store coupon, which nowadays store coupons are unique to that store. So I don't know. I don't know if you'd be able to use this or not, but that is so cool. Now, really, I've gotten a few other magazines. They started maybe the late 60s, might be the earliest that you can find a magazine that had coupons in it. I don't know the exact date. I haven't looked it up, but just in my experience of looking through magazines, I think the late 60s is the earliest I saw them putting actual coupons in magazines. I would love to, in my magazines that I've got, pull out the coupons and put those in a drawer and have a drawer where you can get a couple of old coupons. Wouldn't that be fun? And here's one that was the blown in style. So it got cut. It got cut, but still. Introducing Golden Grams. Introducing, brand new. Guys, I love it. I love it so much. Oh, here's one for Special K. So this is Better Homes and Gardens. Okay, that's typically a good one for coupons. Also, look at this. If you have one of their cookbooks, they've got additional pages that are already hole punched to go in your cookbook. We've got holiday breads from many lands and worldwide holiday desserts. Regal plum pudding, Scotch black bun, masa sovada. Oh, I love it. Anything else good in here? Oh, we've got some great kind of patterns here for artwork. Oh, they're making their own wrapping paper, you guys. Look how cool that is. Planters oil. Who remembers that? Top choice, never before, a chopped burger for dogs with real cheese flavor and protein-rich egg. Country style top choice by Gaines. All right, I love it. This cost $5. Here's another one. Oh, from 10 years earlier, December of 65. The other one was 75. And this was $6, although it says 63 on the tag, but it's really 65. Do we have any coupons from back here? We have some Lipton's soup. But yeah, I love these. Oh, here's another. They were doing the cookbook pages back then. We've got turkey postscripts for a quick turkey pie and citrus chiffon tarts. Oh, and here's some more colorized ones. Happy holiday cookies and festive desserts. But I'm not seeing any coupons, you guys. So I think there's not coupons yet in 65. 7-Up. Frigidaire Super Surge dishwasher. I mean, I just love it. I love going back in time and seeing what things were like. Now this was a fantastic find that Jason found. You guys know I collect playing cards. I sell playing cards, swap cards on my shop. This is like the ultimate scrapbook, my card collection. Somebody went through and now some pages are front and back and some pages aren't. And when I looked through here, there was only 1 or 2 that I already have in my collection. So a lot of these feel like they're from the 50s or 60s just by the artwork. So yeah. Now this, I paid up for this. This was $36. But you guys, it's fantastic. Now some of these did not have, like they were blanks on the back. I pulled out a couple and happened to find some that were blanks on the back. So I don't know if they would have been from decks that had blanks, so in case you lost a card, or if this person worked for a card company and got blanks because they were extras. I don't know. But yeah, some of them have the suit number on the back and some of them didn't. But I really like that. All right, now I went to the Creative Reuse store, which is like the cheapest place I can buy things. I can get a whole grocery bag full for $15. So I went, and the St. Louis County Library had apparently offloaded a bunch of topographical maps. So I was able to pick up some of those, which is nice because it has a pretty big page before you get to the fold, which is rare. I mean, usually if you're wanting map paper, unless you have a book, an atlas, if you're working with road maps, you know, they're folded and you have a pretty narrow spot. So I really appreciated that these were, you know, bigger if I cut this up. But they're like poster size. So there will probably be a drawer in my mystery section for map paper, because the other part with doing this mystery bundle is, okay, you get all this stuff and then you can make your own journal. And what I haven't decided is, should I make there be a base where you get the base for a journal, like you get the paper for a journal and you just are responsible for binding it. Or maybe for a higher price, I can include a base journal where I've bound, what is this? Like there's like fuzz. Do you guys see that? There was fuzz. I guess it's better that it's fuzz instead of a bug. But I could maybe for a bigger price bundle include a Reader's Digest bound book that included, you know, the pages that you would then add all of the other stuff you got to. So those are some ideas. So for those of you that are in junk journaling and crafting, I would be curious what you thought. I'm looking for ideas. I get ideas off of Instagram and TikTok, but none of them are exactly what I want to do. So I'm still postulating and thinking. All right. My nose is running again. Awesome. All right. At Half Price Books, I found this book, which is a bunch of political pins. Now, you guys, I paid $8 for it. Probably, oh, well, here's coins. Okay, shoot. Is it coins or pins? It's both. But it's got a bunch of pages with all of these pins. Now, I think this is, does it say? A celebration of the presidential button from 1840 to 2008. So there's just a whole bunch of buttons. And I don't know, I just thought this looks like Barney Miller. Who is that? Mondale? That's funny. Backwards, it looks like Barney Miller. But I just thought I could cut some of these out too. Granted, I have to pick which side, since they always do front and back. I have to pick out which side I like better. But like in this case, I could get the pin because I'm not as interested in this. So yeah, I just thought I like looking at the collector books section at Half Price Books, because I also found one, I didn't bring it down, but I found one of nursery postcards, which is really children's illustrations for 1900 to 1950 kind of thing, but it was mostly postcards, and they were all color, and I'm like, I'm gonna have so much fun cutting that out. And then because that's the kind of stuff I've done that with soda ephemera, and I've got one, maybe I haven't listed it yet, for orange boxes, advertising on orange boxes. But those are the things that are like different. And so I could see having a drawer for that. So maybe I have a drawer for presidential pins. And there's going to be you know, drawers that maybe aren't as appealing to some people, but it's all random. And obviously once a drawer sells out, then it's refilled with something. But I also thought of doing where you could purchase, I just don't know how to do this on Etsy. I think the people that do this have their own website. So maybe I'd have to do it on Instagram or Facebook or something, but where you could also add in 3 mega choices for $5 or something. And maybe a mega choice is that you get some really vintage things, like some receipts from 1940, you know, kind of, you know, some more harder to find vintage ephemera, or like I've got all those canceled checks from the early part of the century. So maybe it would be, you know, that would be one of the options. It would still be a mystery, but it would be a higher class of products in those. But anyway, I got these. It looks like a pretty full pack of receipts for $5. And another newer receipt pad. And this one was $4. So I like having, like, you can buy receipts at the Dollar Tree, but I like having these ones that have specific names on them. And obviously this one, you can tell is older because the date, they've already filled in the 1904 part. So that at least tells you an age. Now this one does not, it's just the 1900s. And probably not as old, but still I like old receipts. And then this is one of my favorite books from childhood, The Animal Train. So whenever I see one of these, I kind of try to pick it up because I want to create little book bundles for each of my grandkids someday when I have grandkids. And I want to fill it with books that I loved when I was a kid. And this one was $2. And it's one of those telltale books. But this is The Animal Train, where the giraffe is too tall to go under the into the tunnel, right? And so it makes a big, because they're all on top of the train partying and stuff. And so then they're like, oh no! But they don't ever die in these old books, right? They just have to fix the train after that. Now, is this Richard Scarry artwork? No. Ben Williams is the artist on this. So like I said, I just picked that up when I see him. And then, also from the Smurf store, this is from 1983, and it's a notepad, a Papa Smurf notepad, $4. And I think it said that there's some pages that have a little bit of pencil and stuff on them, which you could erase, but yeah, just a cute little notepad. And the last thing that I have to show you, let me make sure. Well, hold on. I got a couple other books. So I found this book, Secrets of Flowers, and it says the Victorian Library Volume 5. So I'm kind of curious what other books are in this, but I thought it was a cute book. And then it's got different pages for different flowers, which is neat. I haven't decided if this is going to stay in my personal collection or if I'm going to harvest that. And then I found The Language of Flowers. Now, you guys, I found maybe the original Language of Flowers, like right next to this, but it was $20-some, and I just couldn't bring myself to get it because it was literally, if it had had floral artwork in it, then okay, I might have, but it was literally just, this flower means, or is this kind of, okay, well, let me, if you haven't heard of this before, let me use this one to tell you. So, like chamomile, the ability to battle adversity with energy and conviction. So it was kind of this other book was kind of just the flower and then its property or its emotion or, you know, whatever. So I just couldn't, even though it was like, looked like it was handwritten and stuff, I just couldn't bring myself to buy it without pictures. I know it was probably worth more than 20 bucks, but I got this one instead for $2.99. It's in cute shapes. It did have flowers every so often. Maybe not a lot of flowers, but some. So yeah, so I decided that was a decent compromise. All right, last I found a lotto game. So this is my third lotto game that I have found, I believe. And I think I might have bought some lotto cards off of eBay because I wasn't finding them in the wild. What did I pay? I paid $8. It says complete lotto game, cards, markers, and rules. All right, so for some reason, the lotto boxes are pretty cool. I really like them. I mean, this is probably the least decorative of the ones I've gotten, but it's still pretty neat. And then it's got the rules over here. Is this a Milton Bradley? Yeah, Milton Bradley. And then it's got wooden markers in here, which is cool. Now it does randomly have, they're all, okay, you guys, they're all like printed or stamped, maybe you'd say. But there's a few in here that don't look quite the same, but maybe it is. But it's also got a random bingo one in it. So anyway, it's got those, and then, which you can make charms out of. People use that for all kinds of stuff. And then it's got the cards. So of the other two games that I've gotten, one of them is the small, these are considered the small cards, and then I've got one that's a little bit bigger for the bigger cards. I think all the ones I have are green though, and I believe there are blue ones out there in existence. One of these cards is not like the other. It's bigger. This card is bigger for some reason. So anyway, I don't know how to play lotto except that it's sort of like bingo maybe. But I don't know how you know when you've won lotto, and I haven't looked at any of the directions. But anyway, you get a bunch of cards. I don't know that this is still played today. Like bingo, you can see bingo all through time and all the different versions, but I don't know that lotto is still, maybe it is. I haven't looked that up either, but yeah, so I love this. And $8 is actually a good price. I've paid I paid $25 for a similar box, but the other box was older and the entire box was decorated, not just the top. So yeah, so that's my crafty, thrifty book haul video. But like I said, I wanted to come on here for Thanksgiving. I know I don't post over here as much as I'd like. Hopefully that'll change at some point. I really do want to do more craft videos, but like I said and keep saying, I haven't been smart enough to figure out the filming. I can get it filmed, but transferring it, because I filmed those on my phone and I can never get them moved over to my computer. I mean, it takes like hours and it shouldn't. And when I try to use the editing software that's on my phone, then it's blinky. So I don't know, you guys. For as much time and money as I've spent on filming things, I should be like rocking it, and I'm not, so I apologize. But thank you for stopping by, or if you're watching this because I shared it to my other channel, thank you for watching. And I think I'm done. This is the last video I'm filming on filming day. So my family should be home in a little over an hour. And so I need to clean up all of this stuff that I've been hauling and get it put away. But thank you so much. You know, we're in that season of thankfulness, and I'm very thankful that I have the opportunity to film. I mean, this is a first world kind of opportunity here. You know, I'm fortunate enough that I I can spend money on frivolous things. And so but yeah, I didn't think to be thankful on my Thanksgiving video on my other channel. So let me do that here. But I'm thankful my parents are both still alive. Now my mom has Alzheimer's, which is a challenge, but um she's still living. She doesn't know who I am, but she's still living. So I am thankful for that. I know a lot of people can't say that. I'm 50. I just turned 50. I'm thankful for that. I have a husband that loves me. I have 4 kids that love me usually. And everybody's healthy. I have a job that's able to support our family. So I'm thankful for all of those things. And I'm thankful for the opportunity to get to come on here and spend time with you guys. And yeah, any person that is blessed enough to have the time and the resources to have a hobby is blessed. There are so many people out there that is not, you know, they are able to survive. And not saying that they don't have fun, but not capitalistic fun, maybe we'll say. So I'm grateful for that, and I know it can change on a dime. And so as long as I'm in this spot, I'll be thankful. And if it does change on a dime, I will continue to be thankful. That's what my faith teaches me, right? It rains on the righteous and the unrighteous, as does the sun shine. So that's a bad paraphrase of that scripture. But yeah, so I hope that you have something to be thankful for. I know this Thanksgiving is hard for some people, especially if it's the first major holiday since the loss of a loved one. I know that can be difficult. And some of you, it's family time, and some of you that's stressful. It's, I think, more stressful, you know, with the politics the way they are. There's definitely, I noticed last year, there was a lot of, if you're not on my side of the political spectrum, you're not welcome here. And I hope some of that's died down, right? I hope that we can transcend beyond politics. I don't have that problem in my family, but I know people out there do. So yeah, so I hope, my long way of saying I'm thankful for you. I'm thankful for the blessings that I have in my life. And yeah, so wherever you are, whenever you are, I hope you're having a great day. And until we meet again, take care of yourself. Bye.